I think they'll just keep trading wins with these teams like, I don't know,
I
like
think
Chengdu,
you took
Guangzhou, and
a
LA.
huge puff of fucking hopium
No,
before this podcast.
no.
Because I don't even think Space nor Custa are rooting for this team.
Hey, yo. We're
Episode
back.
34.
Whoa.
I didn't want you to forget it.
I know, I can see it on the fucking screen. I know where it's at.
He would have seen it on the screen and still said the wrong episode. Or been like,
Anyways.
what episode is it?
Anyways, well, look at that. We're going down.
Wow. Some behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, anyways. Welcome to episode 34 of the Ezclappodcast. That was pretty official of me to say it like that. Your host with some. It's your boy, Twizz. Anyways, joined as always by Soapydishwaters.
Soapy, please.
Soapy, please. Anyways, today's episode, very big on Overwatch League. At this point, just basically an Overwatch League podcast. A lot of shit happened in week 3. Some stuff to go over. Looking into week 4. Last week before the tournament starts. So seeding implications.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew that.
Some people. Paris Eternal tweeted out, so we still have a chance, question mark. No.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't.
And then, did you see the Overwatch League responded?
Oh,
they're
no, I didn't see that yet.
They're like, yeah, fighting. And then, the guy's face was like... Anyways, before we get into that, we forgot to do this last week, but, what have you been up to, Soapy?
Just playing some Overwatch 1 cringe and playing Apex. New split.
Hey, you know what? The Overwatch 2 beta ended. I forgot to mention that on this podcast.
So that's why we had to go back to double shield 2CP.
I'll be honest. Okay, the maps have been dog shit.
Yeah, the map rotation is bad. It's like, hey, you just spent all this time not playing 2CP. Check this out.
Only 2CP.
Only 2CP.
But this is a hot take for me. I'm enjoying Overwatch 1
I'm enjoying
so much
Overwatch
more,
1,
dude.
yeah.
To me, it's so much more fun than Overwatch 2, but only because there's no rank.
I feel like it's less stressful, even though we're playing comp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
I feel like I can breathe when I play support.
If there was a rank system in Overwatch 2, I might have had a better experience. But because there wasn't, I kind of just got drowned out by.
And there was no MMR either.
Yeah, so
you could have a god tier Genji on your team one game, and then the next game you could have someone who's playing on a Switch.
I just hated every time loading up Colosseo for the 5th time today. Here's another Orisa. Like, wow, this is getting
Mercy
kind of
Lucio.
But Overwatch 1 has been kind of fun. And then we've been playing a lot of Apex, which, by the way, haven't been banned yet. That's good. And then
self-reporting right now.
Although there's been yesterday we had this huge problem with server crashing.
DDoSing.
Dude.
Apparently there's, you know what, I'm not even going to spread it. I'm just going to say there's a glitch where certain people have the ability
to crash lobbies
with their peripherals that they use.
Peripherals? What does that mean?
That's like keyboard, mouse, controller, whatever you're using.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
I didn't want to say specifically what. I'm not going to. Essentially, people were doing it when one of their teammates would go down. Like if you're the first team down in the fight, you crash the lobby and then the game refunds all your RP and SR for that game.
That's true, yeah.
And so we were getting it sometimes we got it early a few times, but early we take one fight, get the win or win the fight, and then the game just crashes. But then 3 games in a row, it was as soon as we would land on drop, it would just crash. Yeah. I remember I was picking up my first set of loot.
We said it having 2 games in a row, and then the third one, I was like, if it crashes again, I'm just going to leave again. Yeah, this is fucking so stupid.
And that's exactly what happened. I do not think I was on the ground for more than 10 seconds, and the game just immediately crashed. But then if you look at the kill feed, someone went down, and so it's you can almost pinpoint who it was, or whose squad it was. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I think
kind of weird, kind of lame, honestly.
Yeah, but I've been having a lot of fun in Apex. For some reason, in Apex, I talk about this to people that I know. It's so hard to lose SR in that game.
Yeah, I don't know people are complaining about the new rank system, and although the investment every game, what's mine right now? Gold. We're both, or you just made it to plat 4, but gold 1 is 56 or 48 or something like that. Yeah. And if you get a kill off the rip, it's worth 1. So I wiped a whole squad solo, and I got 3 RP for 3 kills.
Yeah.
So I was still negative 45, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Also, this sounds weird. I feel if you're looking back on this after the rank split reset, gold lobbies are now like all the Masters players that went down.
Preds, yes.
Yeah, so like now that we're playing in like gold and plat lobbies, every single lobby is
every champion's a Pred.
It's a Pred, and then everyone else is Masters. And like because we were high diamond, like Diamond 1 before, like we're just about there anyway. So like the lobbies are fucking really hard.
Well, there's no Masters this split so far. If you make it out of Diamond, if you get out of Diamond 1, you immediately go to Pred because there's not enough. Yeah, there's not. Asu explained it on stream like why multiple times because people kept asking why there was no Masters players right now, and it's quite literally because not enough people are high enough.
It's the same thing with like Overwatch.
Where Diamond players
Diamond is top 500.
Well, right now in Overwatch, because people are actually calling it dead, and it may actually be dying because going back to Overwatch 1, probably the worst decision Blizzard could have made. Top 500 on all 3 roles in North America right now, 3,600.
Yeah, apart from...
No, 3,400. I take that back, 34. It's high Diamond is
it's
top 500.
It's apart from... So, like, in Overwatch, when they do, like, they started doing a rank, like, split reset. So if you're over 3,900, like, anywhere in GM, you get reset to 3,900 at the beginning of the new season. So there really is... That's really not the top 500. It's just those people haven't done their placements yet. Because as soon as any GM player does their placements, they'll be top 500 because they're going to place 3,900 no matter what. Like, if you're GM, your placements, you're 3,900. That's just how it is.
Even if you lose all 5.
Even if you lose all 5, because you're in, like, you know what I mean?
You're already there.
Above it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just so many high-ranked players haven't gone back and done their placements because they were playing Overwatch 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or they're, like, in contenders, or they're the Overwatch League pros.
Yeah, so, like, the whole not wanting to go back to play Overwatch 1, I get it, but honestly, it's kind of fun still. So the only problem is that the meta is kind of whack because people are trying to play what's good in Overwatch 2 and Overwatch 1, and like I'm so fucking sick of playing with Genjis because honestly, Genji's not that good in Overwatch 1.
It's not. Like, and then people are playing Lucio a lot, and honestly, when the actual meta for Overwatch 1 is like double shield, you know what I mean, or Rhine Rush. Like Lucio worked with Rhine Rush, but like double shield or like with Hog, sometimes the Lucios just don't get any value, but they're like...
You know what you see a lot in ranked is like Hog Sigma, and you don't play Lucio on that.
No.
So like...
And people are like insta-locking Lucio, and then they're like, oh, I'm going to go get a kill right now, and it's like, Lucio does not have the same impact.
Yeah, the only way that I could see it working is like, if your Lucio's the one that's flanking with your Hog, but like even then it's like... Dude,
well, the problem is like, I think people forget that there's the second tank that is the off tank that is going to be the person pressuring any flankers. Yeah. And so Lucio is just like, oh, wait, I did this in Overwatch 1 uncontested or Overwatch 2 uncontested. And then all of a sudden a Diva's been chasing you for 30 minutes.
We were playing a game yesterday, and I remember the Lucio being like, we can't push in until me and I can't remember if we were playing like a monkey or something, like until we pressure the Widow. And I'm like, literally, like, why are you doing that? Like, you're just going to get killed this in Overwatch 2?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Anyways, we can start getting into what happened in the Overwatch League.
A lot of...
I got to pull up
some weird games.
The match is really quick. I have the standings because the standings has been moved around a lot. There was a huge tie, I remember last week for, what was it, like third place and on. It's changed a little bit, but not much because now everyone's tied at 3 and 2. So there's what is there? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 teams at 1 through 3, and then there's a bunch of 3 and 2s, and then some 2 and 2s. So what was that?
There was a mosquito.
Oh, okay. I was like not looking. I was like, I don't know what's happening, dude. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with APAC because we got to see that for fucking finally? Or
yeah, let me pull it up.
Yeah, we can start with APAC because wow, did this throw everyone's pick'ems in a blender? Because wow. Going into this week, I'll just, if you didn't pay attention last week, good teams to look out for: Shanghai Dragons, Seoul Dynasty expected to be really good. Chengdu Hunters, apart from not picking up a Pirta and keeping Jinmu and Leave, was kind of like a maybe this team's going to be really good or they're going to like totally flop. And then some teams that are just assumed to be bad, like Guangzhou, LA Valiant, and then Hangzhou Spark was kind of that like them and Philly were like we don't know if they're going to be good or bad, but almost every single one of the things I just mentioned was wrong.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
minus LA Valiant.
Okay, listen, I
said that on purpose. I was poking the bear there. This guy's an LA Valiant stand, even though they can't win a game. So
how to get my zero?
It's all right. This guy's also a Washington Justice fan and also a New York Excelsior fan. So that shows you his credibility.
Are you trying to tell me that my teams that I like are bad?
Yeah.
Okay. See, the thing is, though, at least I don't like the good team every year.
No. Toronto, dude.
No, I know. I'm saying. At least I'm not one of those people that like fucking just like the best.
Oh, like being like, oh, I like the Shock this year.
Yeah.
And then like, all Shock aren't good.
This year, like if you're or like this year you're like, oh, wait, you said the shock. Yeah, why did I say that twice?
It's like you were a Vancouver fan, then all of a sudden you're a New York fan.
And then like last year, all of a sudden all these Dallas fans came out of nowhere. I'm like, give me a fucking break, dude. Yeah, right. Whatever, dude. So
he just hypes those.
Let's start from the top, okay?
The top.
Okay, Philadelphia Fusion right now are 2-0 in their matches. I got a really quick look at who they played. Oh yeah, that's right, the Shanghai Dragons.
They did play the Shanghai Dragons.
They played the Shanghai Dragons in the first match.
It's a pretty close game, guys.
Dude, surprisingly, this wasn't close at all.
It was a solid 3-0 for the Fusion, destroying the champions. But to be fair, apparently Shanghai's meta is to lose 3-0 first game of every season.
Oh yeah. They lose to, you know what they do a lot of times too is like they start out like just mid-table and then they're like, oh yeah, we forgot we're the fucking best.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. But
got caught trolling.
I didn't watch this match originally.
Neither did I. And then I woke up to the score and I tried to. I literally watched the start of the match, saw the casters. Not because of the no, not because of the casters. That sounded bad. But
yeah, I know what you mean. Honestly, it's my least favorite casting pair. I really like.
They talk over each other a lot, and they're like wrong a lot.
It's Achilles and the guy that only does Asian games. Like, forget what his name is. It doesn't matter.
He's like the Danny Lim for them, right? Like, does he help translate?
Nah, that's racist. And no. He's actually from like America. I don't know.
Oh, I thought he like mentioned that on the thing.
But he like.
Oh no, that's a girl. She's the.
Yeah. But also, you're not wrong that one of the casters, the guy, he lives in Korea and speaks Korean, but he's like a white American guy.
Oh, I was gonna say that because doesn't the APAC have like.
Yeah, the Chinese girl.
Yeah, that only. Does she not cast?
No, she doesn't cast.
I thought she casted.
She'll do the interviews for them if the coach isn't there, or if they're doing like.
Because they had her in Hawaii.
Yeah, she's really cool. Year. She's actually signed with the Chengdu Hunters. She's like one of their like content creators.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Anyways,
I wasn't talking crap about the casters. I didn't snooze because of the casters. I've been up all night long waiting for this match, and I just assumed it was going to be a 3-0 the other direction.
Yeah, when I went back and watched it, or went back and saw the score first, I was like, well, you know what? That tends to fucking happen.
I saw the tweet and I was like, what?
Yeah, it was like sensitive content, and then you press in the pictures
of
3-0.
The Overwatch League. And people are like, wow, you put it as sensitive, and they're like, no, we just didn't want to spoil it. And I was like,
I do like though that they do that for every match now, so I don't scroll on Twitter and just randomly see it. But usually I watch at least one.
The problem is I follow all the teams, and the teams will post like, GG, sorry, like we'll do better next time. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know what the real. It's hard to pinpoint like what went wrong here for the Shanghai Dragons, because it honestly just feels like Philadelphia played really, really well. Like, you know what I mean? Like Shanghai had some poor decisions, and like maybe Zarya isn't really their best option to play. Like, I think
maybe APAC's best option, but it's not theirs.
Yeah,
and that's okay because that worked every year so far. The last 2 years, you know what I mean? Like they made ball the
meta.
Like they went against the meta, and then they were like, no, JK, we're the best.
Yeah, and they proved that they can like learn the meta and be the best at it, because they did that to Dallas when they learned the whole zombie comp and was better than the meta in one weekend. So I think they just should get rid of this whole void Zarya bullshit. It'll work on control sometimes, but I think you just keep the Fate monkey.
I want to see what's going to happen because they're still playing, although they started later than NA. Like they started later, but they're still on that same patch before Soldier got nerfed. Ball is not playable still.
Yeah, but that changed for NA, didn't it?
I'm not
this coming week, I think.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. But if it doesn't change, like I'm wanting to see if Shanghai goes back to Ball when Ball gets unlocked.
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw that he was unlocked for NA. So then I wonder if they just want to make it even, and then like they'll be able to play them this next week.
Maybe because I think you may see a difference there because like you know what I mean. What if Shanghai had been like scrimming with Ball this whole time and they kind of just got fucked because he got taken out of the thing.
Yeah, and it's like this isn't even what the scrims were looking like beforehand because. Yiska, the one guy that like always interviews people, he asked Philadelphia for an interview after this match, and then they sent him a message back being like, why don't we just do it after the Guangzhou match? Because he was just like, they didn't even anticipate winning this. Like going into it, they didn't prepare for Shanghai, they prepared for Guangzhou, so they just kind of chalked this match up
and won.
Yes, I know. So it's like no one really anticipated this, but I will say the DPS line, because most of these players came from T1, like the contenders team. And like, bro, MN3 and Zest, they kind of fucked.
Yeah, like Zest kind of zesty, honestly.
I kind of figured Carpe was going to come in and be really good, but he didn't even really play.
No.
Did he play a single match or map?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I know Zest has been in like at all time.
Yeah,
I take that back. Carpe played day 2. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, maybe.
Because MN3, I know the match that I watched, I was excited to see him, and he was not in. So,
yeah, they just kind of came out firing, and it wasn't even anything else. Like, it wasn't their supports that were popping off, because honestly, Aim God, you're not going to get much out of. And then Fury, one of the best off tanks of all time. Bellarosa.
Didn't they play Bellarosa?
Yeah.
On Winston?
Bellasaria.
Yeah, Bellasaria. That's right. It's a weird freaking name.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like, nothing about this team screamed like
we're going to be really good.
Yeah.
And now they're 2-0.
It just kind of feels like they DPS diffed like the Shanghai Dragons, or at least like their DPS made so many opportunities for everyone else to do good.
There were some times where like Lip looked confused, if that makes sense.
That's true. Also,
like until he pulled out Widowmaker, and then it was just like, oh crap, that's
his thing.
Yeah. But like sometimes on Soldier, I feel like it was like either inting or like, you know what I mean? I feel like their positioning wasn't very good. I think Shanghai's still playing too spread out. Yeah. As if there was another tank.
Also, I think that the problem with Lip playing Soldier is that he's such a low skill hero that like Lip will outdo you on these heroes that are like Tracer, like Ashe,
Sombra,
okay, like people that take a lot of skill to play. And because Soldier, there's not a huge gap between a great Soldier and like everyone else.
And the problem is, I think Fleta invested all of his fucking coins in Echo.
Yeah, that's true.
And Echo is now, I mean, who knows? Pelican's proven still that Echo kind of dominates, but
yeah, overall, I don't think you should really take too much from this, other than that like Shanghai probably is just like got caught off guard because
got caught trolling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shanghai has been known to just throw a tournament or two. You know what I mean? Yeah. They completely didn't even qualify for that one because they were like, we're just gonna prepare to win the grand finals.
This is so like fucking Dallas Fuel of them to do too, because Dallas Fuel lost the first match 3-0, and then everyone was like, maybe they're not that good, and then like actually Dallas Fuel are really fucking good.
Number 2 in NA.
Yeah, like. Granted, power ranking wise, they might not be the second best team, but they're definitely like top 3 or 4. So
yeah,
it for one match isn't going to ruin their whole fucking season or tournament. I will say Li Zhengong kind of entered this entire match.
Yeah,
they like
it kind of left Izayaki like by himself a lot, and that would like get him punished.
Yeah, with the way the DPS played too, it was, remember like we've said like some DPS are going to go for your tank and some are going for your flex support, and they went for fucking Izayaki every single time, and like Li Zhengong was either dead or just not there.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay,
and there was a couple fights where like Lip was first dead though, like they could never, it was on push against the Spark where Lip they were at like 90% for the Spark, and Lip was coming out of spawn. It was like first dead, like every fight, and they were like, Lip, can you just like, even the casters were like, Lip, how about you just sit and spawn real quick, and like let your team group up, because they never took a fight 4v5, and that's why Hangzhou ended up taking that map.
Yeah, I think also when you have 2 DPS that are like, you see this in other matches too, specifically the LA Gladiators match, when it's 2 soldiers playing against each other, it's almost like whoever's shooting first is winning that fight.
Yeah,
it's not even
accuracy, like they're both hitting all their
exactly
shots.
Like it's not even like they're the better soldier.
It's like, almost like Valorant. Or no, Valorant's backwards. Valorant has Peeker's advantage, right? Or no,
they do. Yeah, they do.
Okay, then it is like Valorant.
Yeah, it's like whoever sees them first.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I agree. So not much to take from that, I guess, other than like, cool, Fusion actually isn't the worst fucking team in the world.
Fusion fans are rallying right now. You can see it on Twitter. I feel like Fusion fans are like Dallas Cowboys fans, where it's just like, we're gonna win the championship this year, every year. Shout out Cowboys fans, y'all are kind of
actually trolls.
Yeah, I was like, y'all are actually trolling.
Okay, another important team I want to talk about. The Hangzhou Spark are 2-1.
Yeah.
They're second on the leaderboards right now.
And their loss is to the Shanghai Dragons.
It is the Shanghai
Dragons. So it's like, it's almost like when Dallas lost to Houston, it's like, do you discredit their loss because it was to a supposed number 1 team? It's literally the same situation.
Yeah.
Like,
also
because we were like, how good is Houston? They beat Dallas, but like, does Dallas suck now, kind of thing? So how do you weigh that? And so same thing, like, is Shanghai bad?
To me,
because they took him to map 5.
This sounds weird because I think so many people are caught up on last year being like, it's just Shanghai and Chengdu, so everyone else is bad. So when you see these results, you're like, oh, all of APAC is bad. I really think all of these teams are good.
Yeah, I think these teams smoke the middle of the pack.
I fucking think so too. I think like Philadelphia, I think Seoul Dynasty sometimes, Shanghai and Spark, if they came in, they would compete for literally the top of NA. But it doesn't look like it because you're just like, these teams are bad.
I still think, Guangzhou is technically what has the least maps won and is in last place.
Yeah, or Valiant are last technically, but yeah.
Well, I think Guangzhou still goes over and beats all the bottom 4 teams in NA.
I think so too.
Uncontested,
they're
you
really,
know what I mean?
Honestly, like, it seems like they were playing bad because like they would get exploited by a good team, but even then, this meta I think is just better also for them. But anyways, the Spark playing, who did I say they were playing? I'm tripping.
Their first match, they played 3 this weekend, actually.
Oh, yeah, they did. That's right.
They played the Seoul Dynasty.
The first one, yeah, we'll talk about the first day still. When they played the Seoul Dynasty,
Seoul looked bad.
What the fuck, dude?
Seoul looked bad.
I went back and forth on this last podcast being like, the Spark could be good. I just don't have any faith in them. And then the team that I was almost the most confident was the Seoul Dynasty. And then, bro,
they rolled over.
They didn't look even remotely good. Like, Profit and Fitz are probably, they should be one of the best duos in almost the whole league. And then like, dude, Shy and Alpha Yi, first off, there's so many players in this fucking team. There's 4 DPS players.
Jigsaw plays so good though. Or Guzhwei.
Yeah, he really does. Okay, he's also the one who like, he was one of the pioneers of Monkey way back in the day for China. So like, if he gets to play Monkey, they're going to be good.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening.
And the only thing that's weird about this match was Shy played Ashe most of the time.
That was weird, because that's like the first time we've seen Ashe.
And I don't know if you saw, he fucked so hard in this game. Other teams started playing Ashe. Later. That's, bro.
Well, because Bob becomes your second tank sometimes.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Honestly.
And like, even if he gets 1 kill, that's more than most ults are doing in Overwatch 2 sometimes. So
well, because like Ana, I feel like now, like, because they get dove so hard with the 1 tank, like for example, Izayaki, I feel like his sleep dart was always on cooldown every time Bob came out. So Bob never got slept, and then there's 1 less tank to help burn Bob if there is no sleep dart.
Yeah.
So Bob
get monkey jumping.
Yeah, and then like on maps like Push, where he's literally just stalling for you, that's massive seconds in what is Push 8-minute game.
Yeah, and like the way I think Ashe totally works well too in Overwatch 2 is
Dynamite when the monkey jumps, or not Dynamite, Coach Gun,
and the maps in general. Some maps you get crazy high ground for free. Yeah. And then on maps like Push, you have these long sight lines where the robot gets to walk, and like you're just Ashe just free fucking firing, bro. And like at one point,
and at least Ashe can defend herself against the Tracer pick or the Genji pick too, better than a Widowmaker could.
And what they did sometimes too is they pulled out Mercy. So like they played Mercy, and like she was technically for the Echo, but there were times where they're playing Tracer Ashe or like Genji Ashe, and so the Mercy
damage boost.
Damage
boosted Dynamite. Holy,
bro, she was fucking frying. I still don't think it's as good as like on. I think it just works on some maps, obviously. But like,
I think the Spark just found a niche hero pick for the maps that were like,
because Shy is so good.
Yeah,
dude. And like last year, if they played a little better, he deserved Rookie of the Year. I think he's better than Pelican, but they play 2 different roles.
The caster said that thing though. They said the Shy and Pelican were in the race, but then Houston was good. Better, Houston was on the turn up and the Spark were on the turn down. So Shy literally just got lost in the garbage.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember last year when they got to play.
Because like, do you think Leave wins MVP if he's on Guangzhou Charge?
From fucking no. Dude.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I know. It's the same thing every year with that too. But I don't know if you remember last year watching Spark play, and like their team was dog shit. But goddamn, he literally get like 4Ks for their team, and then they'd lose the match. But the whole time you just be left thinking like, dude, if this guy was on a good team, he's like Yaki to me.
Yeah,
like Yaki's just stuck on a poor team, and he's so good. So I don't know. That would be a good pairing, Yaki and Shy, because they play opposite roles.
Role, yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I got a lot of love for Shy. He's one of my favorite players. So
yeah, sometimes Flora I could see him replacing Flora. Sometimes Flora gets caught trolling.
Yeah, and also Alpha Yi for this team on Genji was really fucking good. Like a rookie that people were totally overlooking coming into this year. So whatever, they 3-1 Dynasty. Dynasty, honestly, this was them losing. I think they looked so fucking bad. Yeah. Smurf, bro, not an off tank player. He like I'm sure you saw it because you like Space. There's a video of Space on like Twitter, I think, where he was like joining a ranked game. He's like back to Overwatch 1, and he gets paired with Smurf, and Smurf picks Zarya, and he's like, "Don't worry, Space, I'm now Zarya 1 trick," and then he fucking loses the game. Like, bro, he cannot, dude. I'm sorry.
I like Space, and in Super Stream literally today, someone said, "How's it feel? Like, do you think you would play in a World Cup And someone in the chat was like, no, he'd get benched by Space. And he was just like, Space is perma benched by Reiner. So I don't want to hear that shit in my chat. And I'm like, damn, bro, they're like actually friends too, like outside the Overwatch League. And he's like, yeah, he's perma benched because he's trash. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah. Who was I got to pull up the other matches they played. So they lose to Shanghai Dragons, the Spark do, in overtime on the last map.
Yeah. But then they beat the LA Valiant.
Yeah. The Shanghai Dragons match, that was a really good match. Shanghai bounces back. They look better, but it was still like they don't feel like
they could have lost, yeah.
And they're not playing at like their potential, but it's good for the Spark to even lose in like map 5. It helps for their standings, but also like confidence wise to know that they're like, we're that close to Shanghai.
Yep. And then also, but then it's like in the same sense, the LA Valiant match was a 3-2 also.
Holy fuck. We're going to get to them, okay? So the Spark lose or win. They had match point against them. They ended up winning in overtime, and then they come to push.
That's the story of the Valiant.
They fucking dominate.
Valiant can't close the door. Valiant leaves the door wide open.
But this whole time, the shining like light for Spark is their DPS, much like Philly, which is weird that the two good teams here are like DPS heavy, and in NA it was kind of actually, it's like, you know what, like proper in them, but Coluge isn't very good, but like
Reiner, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Reiner, and even like
Don Tank.
Yeah, that's so weird. But yeah, it kind of feels like DPS are deciding APAC games.
Yeah. So, I would say NA is still majority DPS because like I'm looking at like Atlanta Reign and it's like Gator did play this week, but like
he played good too on Monkey.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything where I was like, this is the reason why they're winning. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's not. But we'll get to LA at the end because they're at the bottom of the leaderboard. So then we'll get to Seoul Dynasty, a team that's 2-1 also. They're tied for technically second, but map differential makes them third.
And we said that they looked dog shit against the Spark.
And then they come in and
they game 5 the Valiant. That's where that was day 2 on Saturday. Again, Valiant can't close the door
to winning that game
because they were at match point themselves.
Okay, once again, Valiant DPS diffs this team.
Yeah, and
this was a tank throw, but
and then Seoul Dynasty comes out and just
fucking dominates.
Put their foot in Chengdu's mouth. Like holy 3-0, not even close.
God,
this is like the casters were like, this isn't even worth casting. Like this is disgusting.
I changed my pick'ems before this match too because I had
Chengdu 3-1 and I looked at it. I was gonna change it and then I didn't change it and I was like, you know what? I think Chengdu with leave is still gonna be better.
No. I had Seoul winning that game. And then I went back and changed it to Chengdu because Seoul looked so bad. And watching them get their match against LA Valiant, it wasn't like, oh no, Prophet and Fitz are losing to Dia and Becky. No, they were getting fucking dominated in DPS. The only difference, the reason why they lose that is like there's one misplay that the Valiant make. Like one of their supports dies really early with an ult that they have. And then I think Becky loses a fight when he has ult, but their tank diff was kind of massive. Like Smurf actually showed up at the very end of that match, and I think they ended up playing Monkey towards the end, and Valiant couldn't keep up with that because they need to play Zarya.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
they're like the London Spitfire of APAC.
Yeah, like they need to play their meta, which is playing Zarya, and like, oh, dude, that makes me so upset too because I changed it, and I'm like, okay, Seoul's just bad, and they come in and fuck up Chengdu.
Yeah, because I had Chengdu 3-1.
Yeah, I missed half of this match because I knew that they got 3-0'd. I watched the first map, and I was just like, this is not fucking worth it. I know they get 3-0'd. I don't know what went wrong here because I didn't watch it. So like, I don't know. Whatever. Does that lose stock for Chengdu for you, or does it make you think Seoul's better?
It makes me think Seoul's better because I think it runs into the same thing as Dallas and Shanghai, where it's just like Seoul got caught trolling the first map, first match. But now
you don't think Chengdu was trolling then?
No.
Okay. Who did?
Because I watched the game that Chengdu won, and I was
3-0'd Guangzhou.
And I said I even said the leave didn't look like
that good.
Yeah, I made the comment to you when we got online that night, and I was like, leave. I could have watched that match, and if you would have told me that was last year's MVP on DPS, I'd have been like, you're fucking kidding me, right? Like, you're telling me there's no other better DPS in this whole fucking league? Like, he was kind of like, he just seemed like a middle-of-the-pack DPS that game, and like, I don't know, he just didn't have that like leave effect.
Yeah.
That typically, because you know how like last year it was like leave 6Ks and somehow they still lose the fight, and then this seemed like the team was kind of vibing, and then leave was just kind of there.
Yeah, I didn't see. Usually, you see like highlights of like Leaf gameplay,
and also Leaf can't play Hanzo, so that's part of it. Hanzo's pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's true. I was gonna say he can play Hanzo, but the meta doesn't allow it. Mm-hmm. Although Merit pulled it out this week and fucked with it, but that was like we're just gonna pull out whatever we want because they're playing Diva also. Guangzhou Charge, a team that this is a team that people have either like 4th place or they have dead last, and to me, I have them dead last, and I don't change my mind. This team is not good. I don't care.
I think they play pretty good together.
I think all of these teams are so close now. There's no like. I still think Shanghai's the best in the APAC, and I think Philadelphia are tied with them at the top. And then there's like a little bit of gap, and then literally everyone else. That's how I see this like whole rankings. But
I don't think you're gonna run into an issue where you have like teams going over.
No, you know what I mean? You won't. And like Guangzhou will win matches clearly because they'll play LA again, but they could absolutely beat Chengdu. They could probably beat Seoul on a good day, because the match they did win this week was against the LA Valiant, which like LA Valiant didn't play bad. Like they played good. I think this is the first match of the year for APAC for them. So whatever. Yeah. Now the LA Valiant, let me tell you, this is kind of my team in APAC right now. This is a team that
this is bad.
No. Let me just say one thing really quick. If I had to place an over-under right now on how many games I think they'll win, I think they'll make a tournament. You have to be what, top 4? Ooh, fuck. Okay.
This man spoke too soon.
I think there'll be a tournament where they're like literally like one map or one match away from making a tournament, because I think they'll just keep trading wins with these teams like, I don't know, like Chengdu,
you
Guangzhou,
took
and LA.
Huge puff of fucking hopium before this podcast. Because I don't even think Space nor Custa are rooting for this team.
Well, yeah, but like, I feel like they have reason not to root for this team because it's not the same LA Valiant they played for. I think there's a lot you can take away from their matches that made them seem pretty good. You know, they won more maps than Guangzhou and Shanghai. They played one more match than them. But even if Shanghai wins another game, they'll only have one more map win than LA Valiant do because they're 5-9 right now. Yeah. So like they've proven they can win just as many maps as these other teams. It's just they need to win fucking map 5, dude. Like
they can't win map 5.
They're
getting there. They just literally choke.
If you took the names away from all these players, like you know, if like you pull up in like the replay viewer and it doesn't tell you what teams are there, you can just see like the red team and the blue team. Mm-hmm. And like if you looked at just the DPS duos for the whole APAC region, okay, Philadelphia Fusion DPS look really fucking good. Okay, you would be like, wow, that's probably the best DPS duo. And then you might say like, wow, one guy from the Spark or this team is like fucking popping off and it's Shy. And then
fucking who are you from Shanghai?
Who are you from Shanghai? But then you'd watch this LA Valiant team and you'd probably think they're the second best like duo. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like together, they're playing so well off of each other. And like
it kind of reeks of hopium in here.
No. Because their supports aren't good. Like their supports shit the bed and their tank is subpar. But it's like their DPS duo. Like, bro,
this is the New York Excel of APAC.
It might be because
it honestly might be.
Becky is probably the second best Reaper in APAC right now, and he's actually might be up there for one of the best Echoes in the whole league. Like his Echo looks so good. Like he was 3K teams on Echo, and like Dia, everyone knows Dia's a good like hit scan player. This isn't like a surprise that he's good because he should have been in the league last year, but he didn't want to be. So like he can compete as long as Becky can keep up with him. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they have 5 fucking DPS players. So if he doesn't work out, guess what? Just pull out another fucking DPS hero. But I don't know. I got a lot of hope for LA. I think I don't know who their next match is against. Okay. Do they still have what, 2 more matches?
Hopium. No, they have. I think everyone has 3.
They still have 3 more matches. They're winning one of these matches. Their next. Oh well, not the next one though. The next one's against Shanghai.
Oh, JK. No, they only have 2.
The next one's against Shanghai.
Oh wait, no, they have 3. I'm tripping.
I think they beat Chengdu. I think if Chengdu comes out next week and isn't good, they probably beat them. Because otherwise they have to play Philadelphia, and maybe this was a fluke and Philadelphia is pulling a fucking Houston of the first week of the Overwatch League or second week, but whatever. They're perfect in a map count. They're 6-0.
So the shock. Oh, not anymore.
Yeah, I'm just saying like they look good, I guess. Okay, we don't have to go over all the matches for NA.
Yeah, there's the bottom team's kind of irrelevant.
There was a lot though. Was there any ones that like specifically stood out to you, or teams that stood out to you? I can tell you what the the rankings are right now.
I can tell you what match stood out to me: the San Francisco Shock versus LA Gladiators, the reverse sweep.
Okay, you know what? LAG might be the LAD of fucking NA, bro. They can't close out matches.
They can't. They're 2-2. I even told you, I was like, they may not make a tourney, dude. If someone starts turning up, like I think I said at the time, like if London wins a game this week, they're above LAG and make the tournament.
That's true. London do play LAG though, so
that would be the differential.
But LA's other matches against Atlanta, so that's a very losable match for them.
Yes.
So like if they go 1-1, they better hope London
or Boston,
they could both go above them, and they would have to play for the play-in match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's just the top 8. Actually, I think it is just top 8. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, if they lose that match to London, basically they're out.
Yeah.
That's like a do or die for them. But also, if they beat London and then London, if it's close and then London 3-0's the next team and they lose like 3-0, like they are also out. Because the head-to-head doesn't matter anymore because it goes off of map differential first.
I will say like crazy. That, like Kevster looks so good.
Yeah,
like I think their downfall. It sounds so bad, but their downfall is padded fan. It really is.
But they they played ons for part of that match. They didn't play padded fan the whole time, but
it's just even Kevster's Genji is better than Padafan's Genji. So it's like,
dude, it is
because Kevster played Genji.
Yeah,
on one of the maps.
This makes me
and
think
they won that map. I'm pretty sure.
It reminds me of like the Shanghai DPS duo where it's like,
it's like Fleta plays Genji.
He's better than Lip on both, probably Tracer and Soldier, but he has to give up one of them. You know what I mean? So like you just make him play whatever you're not as good at. So that's crazy, bro. Yeah, that match was kind of a banger. Honestly, halfway through, I feel like after San Francisco Shock won that first map, like to start the reverse sweep, like it almost was like a confidence booster for Proper because he was getting diffed at first. And then let me tell you, the last map or the map before last, he put fucking Kevster and the other DPS in a fucking blender. Like he was like one clipping him on Tracer, which right now is really hard to do because Tracer got nerfed.
Yeah.
But there was a play where like he one clips someone with a punch, does the recall and throws a sticky bomb at the same time and sticks someone else, and like literally the casters were just like silent. They're like, what the fuck just happened? Like he kind of took over for them. Although LAG tank wise kind of outplayed Kolush. Like Reiner was kind of different.
Reiner's just good. I'm telling you, Reiner is up there for Rookie of the Year as a tank player.
Yeah. And like
he may be one of the best tanks in the league right now.
Yeah. We said that coming into the year too. Remember we were like,
I said Reiner's going to be good.
Yeah, if he gets more playtime in space, the team's good enough that he could win Rookie of the Year because he has a good enough core around him.
I would say a game that upset me was Florida Mayhem versus New York Excel, because this was like this is what I think set it in stone for me, where like New York Excel is bad and Florida Mayhem is actually good. It's like that was my thoughts.
And it wasn't close either.
And it wasn't, no, because I had this predicted 3-2 New York, and it was a clean 3-0 from Florida. You could just see it on Yaki's face. Like he was just like, this is not going our way at all.
Yeah. Another fun match for me was Houston versus London, because Houston struggled in the first map but won it. And then we're like, you know what?
We're going to put Piggy on Reinhardt, and we'll show you. We're going to take your comp and do you one better.
They did play Doomfist, I think the second or third map. It doesn't matter. To where it was like, listen, we're just this much better than you. Yeah. It doesn't really matter.
I will give credit to Hottie though. We give Hottie a lot of shit, but he got a 5K on Reinhardt against the Houston Outlaws. You know, or was it against the Houston Outlaws? No. It was against the
other team they played. I can't remember what their other match was.
Wait, no, it had to be. That was the only match they played. Yeah, it was the Houston Outlaws.
Did they play 3 matches the week before then?
Yeah, I think so.
Way. Oh yeah, they had to have. Okay.
Yeah, he did get a 5K, so it looked really cool to do that on Reinhardt of all people. But Piggy still diffed him.
London's like the gatekeeper of the bad teams. Like to get to the next level, you got to beat the fucking the London Spitfire.
I'm the best of the worst.
To me, this reminds me of like in ranked when a team pulls out like Bastion.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They're not good, but like, are you good enough to beat a Bastion? So
exactly.
like, it's like, are you good enough to beat this Reinhardt?
Is your mental strong enough to actually like, instead of just into the Bastion, like, can you actually defeat it?
The funny thing was like, to win this, they had to go Reinhardt. So it's like they had to put their pride aside and like, listen, we have to diff them at their own fucking game.
We have to put them in that. We don't have to just beat them. We have to beat them and spit on them too. Is essentially
I guess the only way past them. But I still think London
Reinhardt raid boss.
If they can keep playing this comp, they're gonna stick around 8 and 9, which honestly is a win for London because this
better
is
than last year. They're doubly as good. They have 2 wins already.
But they're so close to making tournaments, and honestly, there'll probably be a meta where they will make a tournament, and like one of these other teams won't. That will just look bad for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they'll lose first game or something like that. But it'll be,
at least they made a tournament.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a win. I'm trying to think of another match that
keep their team alive for the next season. Toronto, absolutely, I think destroying Boston. I know it was a 3-1, but
yeah,
Boston looks bad. Well, I take that back. Boston looked bad that game.
That's true.
Boston looked good the other game with Valentine on Tracer. Now that was a sight to see. 80%, really 80% pulse bomb stick rate, and he had 13.5 eliminations per 10 minutes that game. Kind of cracked. No wonder Marvel and Striker got, or not Marvel, but no wonder Striker got released when you have his backup coming in and doing stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Did Toronto play 2 matches? They did. They lost to Dallas.
Yeah, they lost to Dallas Fuel, which is like I had that predicted 3-2 just because I was giving a little bit to Toronto, but
it was like
Dallas just looked real good.
Yeah, it wasn't winnable for them, but it was definitely like.
But Sparkle didn't play that game at all.
Did they really not?
Did
they play Gyria the whole time? Oh, that Doha played. Doha came.
Right. Both of them got play time.
Yeah. Gyria did get played.
Gyria and Doha both got play time, and I think that seals the fate of Genji really not being meta.
At least for them.
Yeah.
Like not. Yeah. I think.
But less and less teams are pulling out Genji now too.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Edison actually looked good that match. That
he did. He was getting like 3Ks with his visor. Like I was like, okay, wait. I talked a lot of shit. Okay, I'll take a step back. Take it off the gas.
That was that match was Hisu trying his best to fucking carry a team.
The Hisu's least,
bro. He was on flanks getting 2Ks and it wasn't enough. Yeah, I was like, okay, well.
Even the commentators were like the Hisu's least, and he's like nano visoring behind everyone, and then it's just like, but the team's dropping on point.
Yeah. Although to me this doesn't drop Toronto's stock. In fact, this week might have rose my stock on Toronto because
risen. He is risen.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because sure they lose to Dallas and it makes like, you know what I mean? They're just not as good as those teams.
Yeah,
they're definitely better than some of these other teams, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Telling you, Toronto, my wild card from the beginning, they out here clapping cheeks.
See, to me though, your Toronto is my Washington Justice, and I'm trying to think about.
They're the same rank too, and technically Washington's one map over.
They also beat Toronto.
Or not? They're not even a map over. It's just Toronto has one extra map loss. That's lame. They're both. No. Yeah, Washington's 10-8 and Toronto's 10-9.
I'm like not losing my mind that they played each other. Dude, there's been so many matches recently. Let me just press on their name because I know that Washington played.
They may play this next week.
That could be it. Played.
No, they don't. Toronto plays New York next week.
Am I off the goop? No, they did. They 3-1 Toronto last week.
Washington plays the Florida Mayhem. Ooh.
That might be one of those like.
Washington has to show up.
Yeah, dude. Okay, that's a team I'm not fucking sold on yet. You can't sell me.
We'll go over our predictions.
Okay, that's fine. My thing is you can't sell me on.
Dude, I kept saying that, and like I keep getting proven wrong because I'm doubting them and I'm losing my pick'ems because of it.
Okay, but they've only beaten bad teams, I think, right?
But they still look so good doing it.
What's their good win they have?
Against.
Okay, they don't have one.
Yeah, they beat the 2 Ofer teams, Paris and Vancouver.
And then they
beat Boston.
They're 2-3 right now. Why does this have them as 3-2 on Wikipedia?
They're 3-2.
That's what it said, but so they've beaten Vancouver and Paris. They've lost to Atlanta, they've lost to the Gladiators, and they've lost to Houston.
But they played Houston and Atlanta so close. Map 5.
I guess, but they didn't beat them. LA Valiant played those teams really close, and they lost.
I know, but I'm saying that you hold stock in the LA Valiant because of that, though. So that's why I'm like,
I know. But what I'm saying is that you have to. Then one of us has to where's the fold at? Because if you think LA Valiant are bad, even though they've played close teams,
I think it's still Atlanta Reign.
See, look, it says they're 3-2. I don't get that.
I think Atlanta Reign and Houston Outlaws still beat some of these APAC teams. So that's why I'm like, I think their strength of schedule so far has been a little tougher.
Dude, Florida Mayhems has not been tougher.
No. And the teams they lost to.
I was like, bro, there's no way.
Beating Vancouver and Paris. I wouldn't be on this podcast if I thought that was true.
Those are 2 teams that are 0-5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I know they played these other teams close, but I'm pretty sure their match against Paris, they did lose a map to Paris. They didn't lose a match to Washington, or not Washington, to Vancouver, but
no,
whatever. I think, to me though, if we're looking at the rankings right now, it has Atlanta, Florida, Houston, Washington, Toronto. Like, I don't think that Florida is better than Houston or Washington or Toronto or LAG. To me, they make the tournament, but they should be 8th.
No, yeah. I don't think they're 4 for sure.
They're better than all these other dog shit, fucking Boston Uprising, New York Excelsior, Vancouver, Paris, but they do not deserve to be where they're at right now. And to me, it's fine if they make the tournament that high, because it's just going to give a win to whoever wants to pick them. And I guarantee you, if the tournament ended right now, or the matches end right now, San Francisco's number 1, they're picking the fucking Florida Mayhem right now. You keep counting that.
I'm counting to see that where this third win is.
I think look.
Oh, it is. Wrong. No, it's right. It's right.
Who they beat?
They beat New York. They beat Paris, and they beat.
It didn't have New York on there.
Yeah.
But once again, that is the bottom 3 teams they've beaten.
Yeah.
Like, quite literally, they've had the easiest strength of schedule so far. There's not a team with a better. Apart from San Francisco, technically, because they won all their matches and they're the best team, but. I don't know. It's so hard for me to be like.
You think they just got a lucky? They just got a lucky schedule so far.
I think next tournament, because clearly, if you're playing those teams this tournament, next one you don't get to play those teams. You're gonna end up playing.
You're playing the gauntlet.
Wait, they're gonna have to, because they haven't played San Francisco. They haven't played Dallas yet. They haven't played Washington Justice. They played them this time,
and they haven't played the Glads either.
Oh no, they did. They lost to them.
They did.
Yeah. So like, it's gonna.
The UI on this app kind of sucks. Yeah, the Overwatch League app sucks.
The next tournament, they're gonna have to fucking play mainly good teams. Then
that will be the test.
They're not gonna get these 3 bad teams.
Well, I'm not voting them over like those teams for sure.
Yeah.
We can get into pick'ems. We're getting short on time.
We can get there. Or we have 46 minutes. Okay. We've already discussed all these weeks, but before we do that, let's do fucking winners and losers again, because I like this. Give me a winner from this week in APAC and in NA. Well, that was hard to say. It can be a player, a team, a result.
I would say a winner in this for NA is Dallas Fuel.
Really?
I think this week shows everyone like it was a fluke. It was
a
fluke. We lost. Okay.
That's their only loss right now.
Yeah, because exactly now they're 4-0 since that,
and they've only lost 2 maps since then.
Exactly,
also.
They're disgusting right now.
Yeah, and those
I'm pretty sure
maps,
they're 6-0 right now.
Yeah.
Or no, are they 9-0? They tweeted it. It was a significant enough number that they tweeted it.
Their 2 maps that they lost were recently to the LA Gladiators that they reverse swept.
And they put in new players. They played Doha and I can never say his name.
Like Girio?
Yeah, Girio. Yeah. And so like you've now tested out all of your DPS and you've now won with them. I think every single DPS has gotten a win now.
It makes it like they're not one dimensional.
Exactly.
They have other pieces they can use, not just Sparkle.
Yeah, and then we saw Edison step up too. So it's like all your DPS stepped up.
Yeah, I could see that as a win. My win might be from APAC, and it might be.
Oh, I was gonna do a win. For both.
Yeah, then do that. Yeah.
Yeah, my win for APAC is Hangzhou Spark. They're coming out and
actually looking pretty good.
Looking scary.
I think you still got you've got this rookie talent that I don't think you knew was this good.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think anyone knew.
Mine was gonna be their DPS line being like actually really good, or it could be LA Valiant knowing that they're probably not gonna lose 21 matches or 26 matches. That might be a winner too.
My loser for NA is New York Excelsior.
Dude,
we were high on them, and we bet on something, and it just you don't win them all. You don't win them all. You really
don't. I think my loser for NA is the Los Angeles Gladiators, because this might have proven to you that
they're kind of a middling team.
They're not a top tier team. Like, it's just going to be like the past 2 years where they're good if you fucking don't look at San Francisco and Dallas, because last year it was like they're good, but like we need this team not to be here.
It was just because they made it to Hawaii every tournament, I think, is why people were like, oh, this team is something.
They're like a consistently good team, but not a great team.
Yeah.
So like I think this is like,
and the Shock had an off year last year, so it's like
that's true. Like, congrats, like you're right, you're an okay team this year, but I think you're still a loser in the fact that you need to work.
You're not as good. Yeah, you're not as good as you were still predicted.
Yeah, it's still you're not. Yeah, okay.
My loser for APAC is Chengdu.
Dude,
Chengdu is making me sad because I like Leave and I love watching him play. He just seemed like their win was. I wasn't like blown away by their win, and their loss, I was like, holy shit! Like they lost kind of thing.
Yeah, they really did.
That's why I'm like, ooh.
I think. Yeah, I already said my winner there. I don't know if I have a loser for them other than
just Chengdu has me nervous.
Yeah, I think
Chengdu could easily give up someone up there has to give up their 4th spot to Shanghai because Shanghai is going to I think Shanghai is going to follow in Dallas Field's footsteps.
Yeah, to me, I don't think
there.
I don't think you should be that worried about
them. Chengdu drops down.
You know, we also said the same thing about Dallas too. When they lost, we were like, you shouldn't be that worried because it's the first match.
Yeah, and everyone was like, LOL. I'm like, okay, chill the fuck out. Everyone in the stadium's doing Fortnite dances.
My loser is Seoul Dynasty because you need to figure this out because you're 2-1, but it was like, bro,
there's a rocky
you really
2-1.
My winner for NA, I didn't say this yet. It's man. It's probably Washington or Boston. Now, hear me out on Boston. It's a win because what might have been holding you back was the fact that you had a superstar on your team, and now that you don't have a superstar, you're gonna be like,
No one's gonna be like, oh, we don't have to play that good because he'll just do it for us.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You're like the old San Antonio Spurs for when they used to be like.
Oh yeah, where no one was like a
superstar
face of the league, but all of a sudden you're
champs. Like the year where the Memphis Grizzlies like almost beat the Golden State.
I fucking hate Randolph.
Where like they didn't have a superstar and they were still just their teamwork fucking worked.
Yeah,
that might be them.
Or reminds me of the fucking Denver Nuggets last year. Were just Nuggets just randomly good?
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago?
I know what you're talking about though.
But I was just like, what? I remember I was in Denver and the Denver Nuggets were playing like Game 5 of the playoffs, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I don't even follow like sports that much, but that's why I was like, the Denver who?
Okay, so then we'll quickly go through our predictions for this week.
I have APAC pulled up just because it's the first one.
Yeah, I think this is the last week before the tournament, so this could be really important. I guess you could highlight matches that you think are the most important because the implications. Now for
APAC's going to be a little tighter because they only got one more shot.
Yeah. So what's the first one of this week?
Seoul Fusion. So Seoul Dynasty and Philadelphia Fusion. I have Philly 3-1ing.
I also have them winning this match. There's not much to say because Seoul to me are so wishy-washy. Philadelphia, I don't know. I'm so heavy on their DPS that like Seoul Dynasty should have one of the best DPS here. So I guess you'll see if Zest and MN3 are as good as Profit and Fitz. So.
Yeah.
And then Spark Chengdu.
I have Spark 3-1ing.
Yeah.
I think Leave will do something. I think Leave's Ash and like long range hit scan's probably better than Shy's, but it's just like I don't know what's going on.
I think Shy is better than Leave on long range hit scan. I think Leave is better at like
Tracer.
The projectile heroes, like the flex DPS. Shy doesn't play that, but also like he's just better at that. I think he can flex onto hit scan, but not the other way around. I don't have a pick 'em yet for that because I really don't fucking know. If I had to guess right now, I would say Spark win this 3-2, but I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Chengdu are like, just kidding, Leave's gonna play tank now, and like we're gonna win or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Leave's gonna play Doomfist.
Chengdu's always done weird stuff.
Leave's gonna play Orisa.
Well, you know what? If Wrecking Ball can be played, then they have a chance.
Because of
Chengdu, like, because doesn't Gaga play their tank? Yeah. Okay, so he's a ball like one trick coming into the league anyway. So that mean whatever. Guangzhou Charge versus Shanghai Dragons.
I have Shanghai 3-1.
I almost want to give Guangzhou a map, but I could say 3-0.
Just because like Shanghai is,
Yeah.
And what's his name on? I said that the Guangzhou have one of the best Genjis in the league. I think
it's Eileen, right? That plays Genji for them.
No, the other guy.
But Choi Se-won.
Yeah, Choi Se-won. But then Shanghai has Who Are You? Who is like clearly could be one of the best Genjis in the league, actually.
Yeah. And then
Choi Se-won is, dude, his Genji's kind of nasty, I will say. But Eileen's Reaper is really good as well.
I think we can skip some matches that to me like aren't very close. So like the next day, I think the only close match is probably Philadelphia Chengdu, or important wise, because Philadelphia is right now 2-0 and Chengdu has to prove shit. So
yeah, I still have Philly 3-0.
I have them 3-1 just because of the like unpredictable of it. But yeah, I think Philadelphia wins that. We can skip the other two because fucking right, dude. Wait, do LA Valiant win a map against Shanghai?
I have it 3-1.
Oh, look at that!
I do.
I will put it at 3-1 also. I didn't know you were that ambitious.
We'll do the Seoul Charge real quick. I have it map 5, 3-2, so we'll win that one.
Damn, I don't trust Guangzhou like fucking at all. I have them 3-0ing them. Guangzhou versus Hangzhou.
I have Hangzhou, the Spark 3-1ing Guangzhou.
I have it 3-0. That Guangzhou team to me is still so bad.
I have faith. Guangzhou's my faith team for.
I don't know, dude. When they played LA Valiant and they had 2 elims for an entire map on Route 66, and it was you know what it was? It was Nanoed Monkey jumping on a flex support
both times, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, this does not make them good. Okay, Chengdu versus Shanghai.
I'll change the Spark one. Fine.
Chengdu versus Shanghai.
I have Shanghai 3-1ing Chengdu.
I actually have 3-1 also.
I will say because Leave made my heart pound sometimes when they played Shanghai last year. And so that's
it was close.
Yeah, where it's like Leave could actually go kind of crazy. And so that's why I'm like, he stressed me out last year, so he earned my respect to.
Well, you know what sucks is if last year's Chengdu played this past week's Shanghai, it would be so much closer.
Oh,
because Shanghai didn't look that great. So
I think Chengdu wins if actually.
Philadelphia versus LA Valiant.
I have them 3-0ing them. I'm sorry.
Okay, I have them 3-1ing. And we don't know. I think both of them lack in support.
Ooh, I need to change that. That was clearly from a week before.
Oh.
For Sunday's first match.
Oh yeah, I see it.
For Shanghai versus Seoul.
I think both of them lack in support and tank. So to me, it's like whoever comes out with the difference maker on DPS. So. Shanghai versus Seoul Dynasty?
Shanghai 3-1ing. 3-1ing. It's a rivalry game. So I think Seoul may come with a little bit more fire.
This is a match where I actually wouldn't be surprised if Seoul win it, just because who fucking knows what's happening with them. I have it 3-2 Shanghai, but you're right. Anything could happen here, and I would honestly be not that surprised. LA Valiant versus Chengdu?
That's how I feel about this game.
Okay, I can't fucking bet on LA winning anymore.
I have Chengdu 3-2ing because I think LA wins some maps, but they can't close the door. So I'm sticking with that.
But if there was a team they could do it against,
this might be this fucking team. Yeah, I wish I could predict this 3-3 and just leave it tied.
And then the last one is Hangzhou Spark versus the Philadelphia Fusion.
This is probably my hot take.
This is the 1 and 2 team playing each other right now.
I have it 3-2 Philly because I think the Spark are good.
Then I will be the one to do it. I think Hangzhou Spark could win this game. This is my upset of the week. Okay, we should make this a rule. We have to pick one upset.
Okay.
I watched this sports betting podcast.
No, I did it.
Which one?
I put LA Valiant winning against the Hunters.
Holy shit, let's go!
Yeah, you know what? That's fine. I agree with that.
There was a sports betting podcast I listened to, and when they do their pick'ems, each week they have to pick an upset no matter what.
Okay. So maybe that's what Merc Your Ass was doing.
Maybe, man. He just was spot on. So mine was Hangzhou winning. Dude, Shy is so fucking good, this guy. Like, if I was ever to get a player's jersey, like, he's not my favorite player in the league because I don't know that I have
one. And I told you the Spark jerseys are kind of lit.
Dude, they kind of are. Shy's so fucking good, bro. Okay, then this is a important match, but on paper, you're like, why the fuck would you watch this?
What, the first match for NA?
So we'll go to NA now.
It is an important match. Unfortunate.
This is the last chance for NA teams to make it. So
it's unfortunate because, like, London's going to play crazy because it's LAG versus London. London's going to play crazy because they got fucking nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose in this game because they win this game, they're in. You know what I mean? So and then I feel like Glads are going to be like, holy fuck, I'm against the wall. They have 2 rookies. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The reason why, you know what's actually kind of crazy is both of these teams have to play Atlanta this week. So almost like Atlanta holds the fate of these teams.
Yeah.
Because if they beat the team who like wins, then it could go to map count and then we don't know what happens. You know what I mean? So although
Atlanta could purposely throw to do that, honestly.
That would be fucked if they did that.
That'd be some Atlanta shit though, wouldn't it? They'd be like GG's loser and then fucking they'd let the Spitfire come into the tournament.
Although what'll be really interesting, we'll get to it next. That game against London.
I have to Glad still 3-0ing.
I'm gonna give London the map.
You've had so much time to prepare that this guy's gonna play Reinhardt.
Yes, I know, and I know it's like Reiner. That's who he plays. Okay, but this is the only tank that Hottie can play. So you better hope that he's been good enough now that like it's okay because we haven't seen Reiner played in the Overwatch League yet.
Yeah, but I bet you when Reiner plays like solo queuing in the comp. This man was playing fucking Reinhardt just to see it.
He might be, yeah. Honestly, LAG are better in every single role here, dude. There's no reason
I have it 3-0. I gave my upset for APAC.
That's
Do I
fine.
have to give one for this?
Yes, you have to give one for NA too.
Okay. Then I have never mind.
Toronto versus New York Excelsior.
I have Toronto 3-1-ing. The Heast will be Lise, and Yair and Flora will be Bora.
I'll give it 3-1. It could be 3-0, and I'm not surprised because, sorry, New York, but
that one map right there is my little bit of faith left in New York.
Like, to me, Flora's good enough to get a map. Or not Flora. Yaki is good enough to get a map.
But if the Heast is Lise, that game's done.
Fucking skip this next one. San Francisco versus Vancouver Titans. Bro, you're not getting a win here.
This will be the fastest match of Overwatch ever recorded.
This is going to be bad, bro.
They'll probably complete push in 4 minutes.
Like, yeah, that's not going to be close. Even though, like, Vancouver's the shining light for them is their DPS, and they're going against probably the best DPS in the league right now.
They have Rookie of the Year contender.
Like, that's not even close. Okay, now this one, London Spitfire versus Atlanta Reign.
This better not be your fucking upset.
It's not, but I will say...
I have Atlanta 3-0.
I think the only way Atlanta loses this is because they're so, like, huge ego. They do have the best Reinhardt in the league.
Yeah, I was going to say they would just put Gator in.
They have Gators, the best Reinhardt. But if he comes in here
and gets diffed one time by Hottie, you think he's a mental midget?
I think he fucking tilts, and like they could totally lose.
Well, you could tell they fucking tilted against Shanghai. That wasn't even fucking close.
I think even last year, if Shanghai pulled out Reinhardt, they're probably still better than them. You know what I mean? I was thinking about that. Like, I know they're like, please play Rush or whatever. They lose in that comp anyway.
They actually sub out fucking Void and just put who are you on Reinhardt.
So I'm gonna give it 3-0 also, but. Man, dude, there's like some tilt potential here. Okay, Outlaws versus Paris Eternal.
I have that one 3-0. Sorry, Paris. I love every time that Paris loses a match, the team tweets a fucking fried chicken meme. That is next level.
That's a team that I used to have a lot of respect for, and then that Naga situation, I'm like, bro, I don't really care anymore. Now here we go. Fucking match of the week for me. Washington Justice versus Florida Mayhem. This decides who basically gets that like 4th spot, probably.
This is going to end a friendship.
You're gonna fucking... Okay. Washington looked really bad in their one match this weekend. In the match that they lost, like...
I have Mayhem 3-2 in them.
Okay. That's not bad. I have Washington winning 3-1. I think that last week was kind of like... Okay, Custa said it on stream. He's just like... Literally the week on Plat Chat, he was like, I'm buying all the stocks this time.
Oh, and the Washington let him down. Because I saw his tweet, he was just like, "They fucking let me down."
Like, and then I think it's Bad Pachamari tweeted. He's just like, "Wait, because they lost to Boston, right?" Is that the match they lost? Right, was to Boston.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, and he's just like crazy that Stryker didn't show up or Decay, and Decay was playing. And it's like, God damn, dude.
Yeah. And then he also had Bad Pachamari. He's like, I can't believe Bad Pachamari convinced me that Hong Zhao was bad this year.
Oh yeah. Dude, I don't know, bro. That's crazy. I think Washington wins this 3-1. Or it could be 3-2. It doesn't really matter. I think they're the better team. I think at their peak, they're for sure the better team. I think even with Xe playing, I'm sorry, bro. Someone on tank still has yet to make me be like, he's a fucking good tank. It's like, he has these moments, but then also I'm like, he's kind of a feeder, bro. But Sir Majed makes him look good. That's what I think happens.
That is true. I 1,000% agree with that. And I think Hydron also makes him look good.
But if there was a fucking...
I think Hydron makes more space on Soldier than he does on Monkey. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's why it works together.
Yeah, I know.
Because Hydron, I think, is pretty cracked.
Although, so the Washington Justice, the way they play, they're that team that they will literally go for your tank first. So if they're able to expose someone, they can. I think
someone
it's not close.
Is the player's name, by the way.
Yeah, someone is their tank.
We know their names. We're not.
What's it called? Or if you had to go up against a team with a dominant tracer, like Sir Majed might struggle, because he has to play against Decay, and like Decay could totally funk him.
Decay is nice on tracer.
Dude, he's really nice on tracer. Okay, last 2 matches.
Dallas is 3-0ing Boston. I don't want to hear this Valentine. I know he did good. We just saw that Dallas could pull out any DPS to diff you on whatever hero, or at least work around whatever hero.
It's okay. I'm not debating that Boston will win this. I'm debating on will they get a map win against them.
No, I know that's what you're debating.
Okay.
I would assume you were smart enough to not put Boston winning this.
I think Dallas 3-0s them also. You know what? That's fine.
This is my upset pick.
The thing is, though, for Boston, this is their only match of the week. this is their only chance to get into the tournament. They have to win this, and even then, it's not guaranteed. No. But whatever. I think they're out pretty much. So pretty much. Well, let's do the last match. I was gonna say there's only one team that can like still make it, and it's the London Spitfire. So it's between them and Toronto Defiant and the Los Angeles Gladiators, whatever. Okay.
This is my upset. I think the Glads beat Atlanta Reign.
Okay. This is the fucking lamest upset you could have picked.
What do you mean?
Is this an upset?
Yes, because I think it's the same thing. I think LAG has nothing to lose at this point in this match. Or, I mean, Atlanta Reign has nothing to lose.
So we agreed that they're not on the same level as San Francisco and Dallas Fuel. So that would have to put them on the same level as Atlanta Reign. Because Atlanta Reign is way better than Florida, I think. So this is just like two teams that are equal level playing each other. That's crazy, bro. That is the most cop-out shit I've ever heard.
Really?
I think so.
I thought you were holding them so low that was...
No, dude. Okay. I think LAG are probably
There's really not even a fucking upset-worthy match, though,
I know, but you have to pick one. Okay, they're the fourth best team in NA right now to me. Atlanta Reign is better than them, so yeah, it's an upset. But, like, they're on the same tier.
Okay, fine. Forget that I said upset. They win because Reiner's monkey.
I think Atlanta win this. But do you know what I think why? Because I think fucking LAG, the nerves get to them.
You think so?
Just like every single year when they don't know how to win, I think they have to win this pretty much to make the tournament. Okay, you know what? Here's what happens. If they lose to fucking
London.
If they lose to London, they're losing this match. There's no way they win this.
No.
But if they did, they'd still make the tournament. But to me, it's like if it comes down to this, it's a win or lose. They're gonna fucking lose it, bro.
Upset the Vancouver beating San Francisco. No, that's free pick'ems.
Okay.
I'm so close to being so high on the pick'ems list.
Okay, I say Atlanta wins this 3-1 because they're a team that like is to me is like they can put away wins that LAG can't.
Dude, what's your upset?
I'm gonna go through because I'm in
a fucking hot seat right now.
Let me choose it. Wait, you know what? You picked one, didn't you? Oh no, you didn't. Washington and Florida are the same level also. Holy shit, these are fucking.
You know what? Our one upset was an APAC. Our one upset was. I'm not.
Wait.
I'm not.
If that's the case, then go back to APAC and pick another upset. Pick two in APAC. I'm sure you can pick one. There's 10,000 matches. I can think of one that you probably should pick.
Do you count Guangzhou beating Seoul?
Dude, yes, I would count that.
All right.
You think Guangzhou could beat Seoul?
No.
Oh,
you said I was gonna pick it up.
Yeah. I was gonna say Chengdu versus Philadelphia.
Where's that? I don't even see that. That's a good one. I like that one.
That one's right before it. I could totally see Chengdu actually turning it around, and Philadelphia being like, "Oh, we just played out of our minds."
I like that one.
Okay,
actually,
that's fair.
That one makes more sense. The other one was just like I'm just throwing my pick out there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was gonna say Guangzhou beat the Spark, just because that's like
it could happen.
Wonky.
Yeah.
That was my upset because my other one was the Valiant winning.
Okay, yeah. Mine was Hangzhou beating Philadelphia.
It's kind of a nombo because it's like Chengdu figures it out, but then loses it again.
Yeah. Okay, so then I guess to wrap it up, the only thing that can like basically change here, because we said Toronto's going to win, so they've made the tournament, right?
Yep.
It's going to put them...
Oh, we want to just predict our tournament teams?
Well, yeah. So it's going to come down to maps, and you fucking know it. So this is going to be really tough. But basically, based off the picks that we just made, Houston is going to be fourth or third. And then after that, it'll be some mix of Washington Justice, and Toronto. But because of the head-to-head and map count, Washington will be above Toronto, right? So I think all this does Florida drop? And if they do, how far are they dropping?
Florida drops...
Because they're playing
8.
They're playing Washington.
I think the top 8 here stay the same, and Florida, everyone shifts up 1, and Florida drops all the way down to the bottom.
Okay. If they lose this, then they go to 3-3. Because all these teams, most of them win their matches. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why everyone just moves. Like, essentially everyone stays same place, and Florida just drops to the bottom. So that's why everyone just gets shifted up.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I have different is that I think LAG stays at 8th. And they have to because they're going to go 1-1 this week for me because they lose to Atlanta in my pick'ems. So they have to go 3-3.
So we have Florida either 7-8. We just have LA and Florida switched.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they are that low. And then we'll do like a whole tournament like pick'ems next week. But I don't think London make the fucking tournament.
No, I don't think London.
That's one of those.
It's like a wish, but
they could do it. But
if they did it, you will never not hear about it.
Because they'd have to replace LAG, and that's insane, bro.
That's the part you wouldn't hear about it.
Yeah, they're the only team too that like I think played twice this weekend, right? Them and London both play twice, and that's it. Everyone else only plays once. So, I guess LAG could go 2-0, and they would jump all the way to fucking third in the pick'ems because they beat Atlanta, so they'd have the head-to-head.
Yeah,
but that'd be crazy. Also, do you have a easy clap of the week to wrap it up?
Oh, who did I say was the easy clap of the week? Oh. Your rival, Merc Your Ass, the number one for pick'ems, dropped all the way to 24th. He was sitting on a high throne. He was up by like 12. Now it's Thorbjorn. Thorbjorn is number one. And also, I'm ahead. I have more points than this guy now.
Whatever, dude. Yep. Listen, yep. I trusted the LA Valiant and they broke my heart. Don't ever go trusting LA Valiant because I don't know why I did that. Honestly, that was one of those like, I had to fucking do it. Otherwise, I would never get that like edge on people, and it bit me in the ass. So
yeah, because I currently have 77 points.
I think I'm 76 or 5.
Yeah, I think you said you're like 76.
Yeah, so we're pretty even, which is good. I think overall for the whole tournament, we're like omega positive.
Merc Your Ass, is at 89, and number one is at 96.
Damn. That's still a lot of fucking points.
That's a fuckload. The reason I went up so high is my both double points matches this weekend I got right. And the scores right. So I got 12 points just on that. Yeah. Kind of nuts.
Damn. Okay, well, that's pretty it. That's pretty much it. This has been pretty good. I love talking about Overwatch now. So, anyways, you can find me on Twitter at Jonah_Christ. You can find the podcast everywhere at Ezclappodcast.
Find me on Twitter at SeanThompson10_. Rocking the Dallas Fuel merch.
Hey, wait! I've got the Dallas Fuel versus Houston Outlaws. Yeah. Anyways.
Did not coordinate.
No, we really didn't. Okay, well, you'll catch us next week, guys.
Peace.